Right, so it's your boy Who's 74. We back with another one. Today we here with One Piece chapter 1138. This one's supposed to be real good and juicy, folks. I've been hearing about it, been seeing little stuff on Facebook here and there all day. Supposed to be, I know for a fact, a mural that we're gonna be looking forward to going over today. It's supposed to be real detailed and give us it's supposed to open up the gates for a bunch of theories is what I'm hearing. So we gonna see what we can come up with and we gonna see what's to it ourselves. Okay. All right, so starting off this week with the only child Yamato Holy Inari Shrine Pilgrimage number 24. The base belongs to Who's Who. So we figure out who's at that base, I guess, where the guy who harmed the little lady, where he belonged. I think that's what we were doing last time. We were following the Holy Shrine, Inari Pilgrimage. But who's there with all his cat thugs? And it looked like a woman is sitting there playing the guitar or whatever the fuck instrument that is. I don't know what the name of it is. We gonna call it a guitar. But it look like she playing it against her will. She don't look happy sitting there playing that. Why the fuck do we give a fuck about who's? We don't care about who's. Let's be honest. Yes, I did name my name based on who's who. If you're wondering, okay, we just gonna put that out there and get that out the way. My name's Houdini. Houdini. When I met Who's Who in the One Piece manga, I said, you know what? I'm gonna call myself Who's Who, but instead of HOSHO, I'm gonna call. I mean, instead of WHO, what the fuck did I say? Instead of WHOS, WHO, I decided it's gonna be WHOSHOU. Who's Who? Second Who is short for Houdini. I ain't forget how we get down. I got the gas for here, folks. I'm just not trying to flame up right now, cause one, I'm tired. I've been at work all day. I fuck around and get the nodding off on this motherfucking live. Two, this might be a long one. We might be sitting here for a second. So we gonna tune in first, catch the vibe. Then I'ma flame this bitch up. Right. So we pick up where we left off last chapter. They was putting the hands on Loki, the gods, knights, them motherfuckers. Yeah, Shanks look alike twin and damn, what was the female's name again? I forget what her name was that fast, but they gonna most likely say it again on here. But yeah, they was putting paws on Loki and they was killing all his motherfucking homies in the forest. And we started off where we left off. Loki, bloody face, looking down. He huffing and puffing. He mad as hell. Yeah, Loki mad as hell right now. He said, "You're the spitting image of red hair Shanks. Do you really think I just write that off as a coincidence?" And he heard Shanks' name and he looked back. No, the little mummy girl until they say her name again. We're gonna go back to calling her mummy girl. So I'm not gonna go back and figure out what her name was. She tells him to mind your own business. She said that matter has nothing to do with you. Loki says you're not wrong, but a great pirate and a celestial dragon, they're polar opposites. You can't blame me for being curious. And we pan now to get a bigger a bigger view of the base of the tree that Loki tied to chain to. And it says anyone would find it strange that you two share the same face. As Loki continues to talk to Shank's brother. It says the pirate you're referring to is my younger twin. He went astray at one point. He did return to the Holy Land, but it seems he grew too attached to this filthy world on the surface. Okay, so we get a good look at his face. He do not have a scar. He does not have a scar. So I think it's confirmed. We can say as we get this closer pan in on his face that this was the guy that met with the Gorosei um all those chapters back when he came to Marineford with that same hood on. We seen him and then we did not see the scar on his face. And everybody thought that it was just Oda forgetting to, draw the scars like he normally does sometimes, but it wasn't a forgetful Oda this time. Let's give him his credit. He knew what he was doing. It was Shank's brother the whole time. But he does confirm that he is aware of Shanks. Shanks actually came back at one point. What does that confirm that it was him? Because if it was him that was talking to the Gorosei, why would he be asking about a specific pirate? Okay, we just gonna fall back and say it was Shanks. Until then, it was Shanks, 'cause I really think it was Shanks telling them they need to be worried about Blackbeard. But his seems like Shank's twin brother is aware of him. Seems like Shanks did come back to the Holy Land, and that might be the time he was talking about. And yeah, because Shanks might have been pleading with them to do something about Blackbeard, which let his brother know you want something done about Blackbeard because you care about that world he want to destroy. And then we zoom back in to Loki as he's continuing to talk with the Holy Knight members. He asks he returned. I see it's funny how I ended up hating both of you brothers, and I thought my grudge could get any worse for the family. And Loki continues as he's huffing and puffing because he's out of breath. He said, "You bastards, now get out of these chains." You know what I'll do, right? I'll make it my mission to make sure my buddies are avenged. Shank's brother then says, "Was that supposed to be a threat?" And then the little mummy girl says, "Captain, you don't have to." Then Shank's brother pulled out the sword. I believe I think that his name is Shamrock. Yeah, I know his name. Shamrock. So we're gonna start calling him Shamrock. Shamrock pulls out a sword. Kinda looks similar to Shank's sword, you feel me? The way it looked. He isn't worth getting my hands dirty over. So let's see. His sword is okay. His sword doing something all right. Looks like those are clearly like wolf or dog mouths coming out. Okay, reading is fundamental. He says, "Isn't that right, Cerberus?" So those are clearly dog mouths coming out the tip of his sword. So he pulled the sword out, and the sword again does look similar to Shank's sword, kind of in a way, with a little hand guard and like his black gums coming out of it. It's forming into dog mouths. Loki is very representative of me right now because I'm shocked too looking at this shit. And then boom, this this nigga's sword turned into a fucking Cerberus dog. Um, We can flame up right now. That shit's crazy. That's diabolical, actually. That's that's crazy. So it's a three-headed dog with collars. Just in case y'all acting like y'all blind and can't see. Loki screaming, "What the hell is that?" And then we see one of the dogs open up their mouth and the fucking sword comes out the dog's mouth. So let me get this straight. The tip of the sword turned into a three-headed dog who then has tips of swords coming out of their mouth. And Shamrock then follows up by answering Loki's question, which is also our question at the time. He said, "It's my biting blade." Hit that shit, cause this shit is a trip. Hit it again. This guy a problem. And this dog is big. You just take a second and see how this thing is just stay hovering over Loki. Loki says, what's with this creepy thing?" And then it seems that the collars on the dog start spinning. That thing look fucking vicious. It look like they look like rock growlers, like Cerberus rock growlers. Collar starts spinning. Loki screaming. He's alarmed. He's on go. He's trying to figure out what the fuck they got going on. And then the little mummy bitch is making a formation with her arrows, and she says, "Captain, let's clean up here and move on." And Shamrock then says, "Scrabble, scramble." Hmm? Okay, when he said that, it seems like the fucking Cerberus dog shot its heads off. It did. Okay, the head shot off. And the construct that Mummy Bitch made look like it's some type of bird. Okay, Deodara. She's giving Naruto vibes right now. You feel me? Okay. And the fucking launched off heads. So even though Shamrock retreated and he flew off, the Cerberus dogs remained there. And he says, "Feel free to hunt me down anytime. I'll face you then, assuming you survive this." Loki saying, "Hey, hey, you gotta be kidding me." And those fucking heads are coming full force, full speed. They just flew up in the air, bust a U-turn, and they flying full speed down at Loki. And they falling down too, so it's coming down with the force of gravity. Loki saying, "You gotta be kidding me." He's saying, and then the dog says, "Rough, rough," as they're falling. Loki screams, "No way! If that thing gets me, hit that." So he kind of worried. He said, "No, if that thing gets me." And then those celestial bastards, boom, impact. Damn. He's saying, damn it all. I'm saying the same thing. They drilling his ass right in the stomach. Y'all can see that there. That's pretty gruesome. Damn. That's some grimy shit to do to a motherfucker while they can't even defend themselves. He don't get no cool points for that, but damn, he still fucked him up. I know that shit hurt. You can see how he screaming. When he get out, he can get pissed. So with that being said, I know for a fact now we can expect to see a team up, even if it's only temporarily, between Loki and Straw Hat. I'm gonna go ahead and put my opinion out there, and I'm gonna say Loki is gonna be the next member of Straw Hat. That's my theory. That's my first theory for this arc. Loki, the newest member of the Straw Hats, because it seemed like I think Luffy is going to have a crew reminiscent to the friends or allies that Joy Boy had back in the day. And he had giants on his squad. We know that for a fact. And Loki might be the maybe Loki might be the representation of the ancient giant that may have been with Joy Boy. Cause they had last chapter they was talking about the ancient giants with the horns and all that. And Loki got horns on his helmet, so maybe that's just symbolism. You feel like maybe with the power that Loki has, maybe he's gonna be the representation of a powerful ancient giant on the Straw Hat crew. I mean, his brother is part of the Grand Fleet, but let's be real, his brother ain't worth jack shit unless we see something new of. R.I.P. Loki. So Shamrock and the little monkey bitch flying away. Shamrock said the close objection isn't feasible now. Let's start by taking their children hostage. And then he says we'll need an extra person. And then the little mummy bitch says, understand. Oh, she said understood. Who should I call? Then we're gonna pan out to the out west castle. Switch to camera views again. I don't know how this copyright shit works. So we gonna just tune in with me. I'm gonna narrate the shit to y'all because I wanna make sure by the time we get to that mural that I know that they gonna show. I wanna see it and I wanna see it go over it with you guys. Make sure that's something y'all gonna see. So we pan to the Quest Castle. Looking at it from the outside, we see somebody is in there talking. Somebody saying, "I'm telling you, it was red hair." And then we see somebody screaming out liar as we can see another speech bubble. It looks like Luffy is the one saying liar because you see his face from outside the castle as he says Shanks would never attack for no reason. So it seems like yep, and then when we get to the next panel, the guards that were guarding the under the basement where Loki was, the guards that were the giant guards that Shamrock and the little mummy bitch knocked out when they first showed. They're explaining to Luffy that Shanks lookalike came with somebody else and dropped their ass real quick. And Luffy is combative to that theory because it's Luffy. We all know how Luffy feels about Shanks. And they tell Luffy it's the truth. I saw him with my own eyes. Red hair was visited. Red hair has visited Elbaf many times. I recognized him. Luffy says, but I know Shanks. He's super cool. He's a super cool guy. Maybe it was just someone who looked like him. One of the giants says it was shocking. We were wondering what he was doing in the castle. Uh, Zoro said he just left Elbath recently, right? Wouldn't it be weird for him to come back just to skulk around? Yeah, that makes sense. But points for Luffy. Who would have thought he'd be the one to say anything or mention about maybe it was somebody that looked like him? You know, Luffy fucking dumb. His ass thought the fucking Seraphim were were his actual crewmates on Egghead, even though they the motherfuckers were darker skinned and had fucking wings and flames on their back. This fucking idiot still thought the motherfucking ass shark was Janembe. Then Luffy says, even if you're telling the truth, there's no way it could have been Shanks. Shanks is always calm and laid back. Him doing something like that just doesn't add up. And then Nami giggles. She says, you really have faith in him, huh? And Luffy is like, you betcha. He said, it'd tick you off just as much if someone badmouth Tail Mary. And Nami had to correct him as she should. It's Bell Mary, bitch, don't play. And if you guys don't know, Bell Mary is Nami's mom back from Fishman Island, or not Fishman Island, back from Arlon Park. And then we cut back over to the Giants. One of the Giants says, so it was a look-alike. That, well, brother maybe. And then somebody else said Shank's brother, where if he has one, he'd probably be a nice guy too. But honestly, he never talked about his family. Okay, so that's Luffy dumbass saying that Shank's brother. When he's like, well, Shank's brother, like asking a question, like, well, if he did have one, he'd probably be a nice guy too. But honestly, Shanks never talked about his family. I heard that he was raised on a pirate ship when he was little. Yeah, because his ass got found in a treasure chest. If I figured, he said, I figured Roger and Riley were his real family, their whole crew, except for Buggy. Damn, how you just gonna let Buggy catch a straight like that? What the fuck Buggy do to deserve that? Luffy, you know Buggy was part of that crew. Hit it again. I know. I've been hogging. And then we cut over to Frankie's group at the Treasure Tree Atom. And who is that walking? That's Frankie. Frankie is saying unbelievable. Adam wood as far as the eye can see. I thought it was meant to be rare. And then he says, wow, I had no idea it was so valuable overseas. Somebody else says that. Okay, it's Gerd. That's Gerd, big fine ass, holding Frankie like a motherfucking action figure. Maybe I should start selling some on the side. So Gert said she didn't know that the Adam tree wood was so valuable overseas, and she started joking around with her fine ass time. Also, maybe I should start selling some on the side. Frankie says, "Weren't you sent here to keep an eye on me?" Saul seemed pretty strict about it, like he was all like, "It's a sacred tree, Bucko. Don't get to cutting you down now. You hear?" Gary and Gary with a big fine ass gets to laugh, and she says you sound just like him. And then Frankie says, still, I guess stealing from under the nose of a giant is a tall order. And then Frankie looks up and he says, what's that? It's a mural. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. And then Gerd says it's graffiti from eons ago. Some kids probably etched it right into the bark and it got fossilized. It's now designated as a cultural heritage site thanks to the enormous historical value. It's a punk's doodle. That's a And then Frankie responds by asking, "It's a punk's doodle. That's a big deal." And Garrett says it's said to date back somewhere between 900 and 800 years ago. Frankie says if that's true, then that would have been placed right in the middle of the void century. He says we got to show Robin. She'll be thrilled. All right, let's cut back because I'm thirsty for y'all to see this mirror. All right, so we get Frankie as y'all see looking up at the mirror. He said, "Hey, this ain't." He said, "Ain't this drawing kind of old?" He said, "Ain't this drawing kind of odd for old Elbath? Not all figures look like giants." And is that Gerd speaking? Quite as far as we know, there were definitely times where the races of this world clash, but this kind of cooperation is unheard of. So Gerd putting it out there that you feel me like shit, as far as they know from their history, giants never really teamed up with nobody. So she, cause so that's her response to Frankie pointing out that not everybody on the mural look like they are giants theoretically. So she like, yeah, that's strange because giants don't normally, align with anybody at all. And then she said that's why I think it was probably just some kid's dream. And then we cut over to the Warrior School, which I don't give a fuck about. Why the fuck y'all gonna take me over here when I was just cool over there. You feel me on phone now? Hit the blunt. We don't care about what's going on over here. Anyway, let's get through this, y'all. You can switch back to me. Classes in session. Everyone listen up. Okay, so the kids in class, they playing, they reading books. Ha ha ha. Colon laughing with his friends. Ha ha ha. And then we cut over to the Owl Library. Okay, where Robin and Chopper is. They were with Saul. And we see Robin saying, "So this is the Harley." Okay, yeah, they were going over that Harley text. Saul says, "Yup." Chopper says, "Whoa, this is so big and old." And Saul says, This pretty tome here preserves many of the rich myths and legends of Elbath, although it spawned countless interpretations too. That's why all the warriors in Elbath believe very different versions of the Sun God. Ain't that the funniest thing you ever heard?" And Robin asks, "May I read it?" Saul says, "Of course." The narrative is split into three distinct sections. It said that the third world refers to the day. It is said that the third world refers to the present day, meaning it's a type of prophecy. Mind you, legends of Nika have spread silently all over the world. The only thing they all have in common is that he appears with a booming laugh to this beat. Okay, so that book that she reading with the Harley text in it, he did the narrative is split into three sections. So it's three sections that the story is split into. In the third section, it's actually said to refer to the present day, meaning it is a prophecy. Okay, so that's the prophecy. That's where they most likely get the prophecy from that Odin wrote in his little diary and all that. Then Momonosuke end up getting whatever and whatnot. We all know the prophecy, the One Piece prophecy. That was a big part of Wano, that whole prophecy and Odin's diary and all that. And Roger being too early for when they found Laugh Tale. When they found out the information about the entire world and did nothing with it. So Saul gets to replaying the beat that, they say that appears every time Nika comes around. And then Robin says, I'll read aloud then. Okay, so we gonna switch over so y'all can read with me. The first world, the earth burned in endless flames in the hearts of men. Okay, so they giving it to me. Okay, here we go. This is the miracle. So we get in the text that Robin is reading from the Harley text from the book while getting a view of the mural that Frankie is looking at. And so they're not together. Frankie isn't seeing the text and Robin isn't seeing the mural. But we're seeing it together. Okay? Just keep that in. Hit that. And we finna dive into this text. Okay, the first word. Let me put this out. No, I'm gonna put it out. Yeah, I'm gonna flame it back up. It says, the first world, the earth burned in endless flames, and the hearts of man, and in the hearts of man burnt with desire. From whispered prayers, the sun god rose. The earth burned with flames, and in the hearts of man burned with desires from those. Okay, that's a sentence. And in the heart of man, yeah, hearts of man burned with desire. Okay, so the world was in flames. The hearts of men burned with desire, probably desires of freedom and whatnot in the third, or at least a desire for the world not to be in flames no more. From the whispered prayers, the sun god rose. Okay, so the sun god came and rose, maybe to answer those prayers, beckoned by the beckoned by the enslaved who reached for the forbidden stars. The god of the land was enraged. So the god of the land was enraged at the fact that the slaves were wanting and desiring and having anything. That's what it sounds like. With a serpent of fire, they cast the world into ruins. Darkness fell, death reigned. They would not meet again. Who is they? They cast. I'm gonna be a buck. I can't wait till Ahara get his hands on this, which he probably already has. I can't wait till he drop whatever theory. Folks gonna drop a 5 hour video dead ass off this, and I'm gonna watch every second. Okay, so let's read it all the way through. I'm trying to break it down and see if I can make sense of what it's saying, what it means, but let's just read it through for y'all. The first world, the earth burned in endless flame, and in the hearts of men burned with desire. From whispered prayers, the sun god rose, beckoned by the enslaved who reached for the forbidden star. god of the land was enraged. With the serpent of fire, they cast the world into ruin. Darkness fell, death reigned. They would not meet again. The second world. A breath stirred in the abyss. The god of the forest wove their magic, nurturing its devils, while the sun lit embers of war. Those of the half crescent and full moons dream. Yet the ones who slew the sun defied themselves, evoking the wrath of the sea god. They would not meet again. Okay, the third world. Now remember, the third world is referring to the present day. Chaos reigns. The world drifts in a void, yet times do not erase the memory of the promised day. Its shadow looms as the voice of the half moon echoes through the ages, and once more the sun god shall rise, laughing, dancing, guiding the world to its final act. The sun is reborn, a new dawn will break. Surely this time they will meet. Okay. Deep mythology view. Chapter ends. This mural has a lot going on. Okay, let's look at it. We have flame for one surrounding the world. From left to right, we have this giant winged demon. That's what it looks like, a giant winged demon. And it's holding what appears to be a sun literally in its hand. Sun that lit the embers of war in the second world. And right across from the sun in the demon's hand, we see what I can only assume is Nika. He has that sun symbol on his shield with the flexible arm, with the sword, and the white hair, and even the little loop thing. Okay, so we know that's Nika. The demon has a boat in front of it with one, two, three, four, five, six, six people on it. And it looks like everybody on this side right here is going up against this damn demon. It seems like this boat is on the side of the demon because it's the only thing facing the opposite way with the demon. So right above Nika, what I don't think this is Joy Boy, that's Nika. Joy Boy and Nika are not the same person. We know that. We know Joy Boy and Nika are not the same person. I know that. Joy Boy is most likely a reincarnation of Nika. Well, it was multiple incarnations of Nika over and over again because there were multiple people who had that devil fruit. Nika is the original source of where that devil fruit came from, I'm assuming. But then again, we were hearing things about was the sun god a destroyer or a liberator, and then this demon holding the sun in the palm of his hand makes me wonder, could that be the reason why people will even interpret or represent the sun god with destruction in the first place? Okay. So we have what appears to be, I'm assuming this is an ancient giant because it's a big giant with horns and it's bigger than the giant that we appear to have right here. 'Cause that's definitely a giant too. I don't know what that is. Looks like a little mouse. I'm assuming a mink. We have a mermaid. So, we got some representation of the fishman here. I don't know what the fuck that little small thing is down there. There's some more boats on this side. I don't know what those are though. Not what they will represent. That's definitely Emmett. If that's the giant robot, we got up here what appears to be something with wings, like angel wings, flying down. We have one of those giant whales with two people on the back. What I might assume to be another mink here with a sword. And we got a Wano ship. I believe this is a Wano ship or an Alabaster ship. I know for a fact this has to be a Wano boat because we see, look, so yeah, like that's a kunai, so that's a samurai and that's a sword. So we see, yeah, we see ninja and samurai. And then right in the middle, we have what? A giant tree. I don't know which tree that is, but it's a giant tree with another demon-like monster hovering above it, coming down, blowing fire out of its mouth. I don't know what this is here, but I know that's the boat from the Fishman Island, Noah boat that Joy Boy built and promised. Um, Joy Boy built that boat. He promised that he was gonna bring the fishermen to the surface with that. It was part of it was on the stone thing they had down there. His apology. I don't know what that shape is that the ark is inside of though, but whatever that is, somebody's on top of it with a crown. Well, like an elephant. So if it is an elephant, we can assume that's Zunisha, but why would the ark be inside of Zunisha? And why would there be people with camels and sheep walking under it with the angel above it? What are they trying to tell me? It literally looks like an angel guiding, and there people on the Noah too at the same time, smaller people on the Noah, but it literally looks like an angel guiding a, a man, a woman, and two of every animal onto a giant ark named the Noah. Okay, and again, there's somebody on top of the Zunisha, what I'm assuming to be Zunisha with the crown. right above that, we have a boat in the sky. It look like it got lightning coming from it. But at the top of the boat, if y'all can look right here, like it got these things at the top that might be the reason why it's flying. Uh, Inaru. Okay, I was just gonna look it up. That's definitely Inaru's boat. Is this is this mural like a bunched in representation of the first world, second world, and third world? Or is it just explaining one of the three worlds? That's a question to find out. Because why would Inaru's boat be there? And I'm assuming that's Inaru's boat because it's relatively close to the moon. And we know that's where he took that motherfucker to the moon. Okay, so let's continue on though. So next to the ark and the angel and the Noah people. Next to Genesis, we got what looks to be like a ladder thing where it seems like people are going down, coming up with these like sparks in their hand, objects, whatever the fuck it is. They got these objects, but these are the same objects they popping up everywhere throughout this whole damn mural. So whatever those objects is, just floating around everywhere. These people are going down, and it seems like they, as they hopping onto this thing, on their way down, they're getting halos over there. It's all they people have to sacrifice themselves to come to produce this mother flame or something. That's what I can only assume. Because if I'm looking at everything, there's a city and there's a lot of gears and shit going on. So this is an advanced city. Let's assume this is the ancient city. There's an advanced city. Did it say something about slaves? Beckoned by the slaves who were better stars. Serpent of fire. Okay, and this is the giant serpent of fire because it's spitting fire out of his mouth. Okay. Yeah, this is a depiction of all three worlds. I can only assume, some way, somehow, it's definitely a depiction of all three worlds. Yeah, because it's the ancient city. Okay, the gears is being fueled by something. These people here, they going down. As they go down, they can attain halos. And then on the other side, people are coming up with this assumed mother flame in their hand, which they are then taking it up. Looks like Zunisha's back, blessing of the king, and it's then being taken enthroned to fueling the kingdom, city. Well, that's all she wrote, folks. I gotta go over this and process this over some more myself in my own head, and put some stuff, put some theories together. Maybe, hopefully, we can come back and discuss. This is why I love One Piece, honestly, because this shit just got me stuck right now. It's not the drugs. It's I'm really trying to figure out what the fuck this shit come in. What is it telling? What parts is what? Kenny's representation of over here of the present day, and that's Emu and the Gorosei. The god of the land with the crown. Oh no, we're not gonna go over this now. Like I said, I can't wait for O'Hara to drop his theory review the wonderful chapter. I give this motherfucker a 10 out of 10, but no action, dead ass 10 out of 10. Just cause this mural, the lore drop we got with these three stories, and that sexy fine ass giant, Gerd, whatever the fuck, yeah. Um, till next week, cause it don't seem like it's gonna be a break, so I'm ready. Ending like this, they gotta pick up off of it in the next chapter, and I'm real excited to get there. So we'll see y'all next week. I'm signing out.